A steady long-term uptrend has conveniently defined highs, directly from the open and high prices of a bearishly engulfed bearish star, though this range likely won't be reached immediately, despite a sizable recovery. This is due to the gap fill range that is also conveniently defined by the prices close to the real body of a bearish star that forms the gap fill candle, and by extension the gap fill range. The steepened incline starting in mid-May is a key factor, along with steady bullish volume, to avoid a double top or head and shoulders reversal from the gap fill area that still did slow down the aggressive uptrend. Interestingly, just after the rise over 50.75, there are two long upper wicks to form a kind of variation on a tweezer top, spread out over several candles to form a compact double top variant in June 2019. However, this bearish potential is halted by the 50.75 level, reversing roles to offer crucial support in the bullish continuation for new highs. As usual, trend lines begin to lose influence over time and after they are crossed. The old wider high range from 49.60 to 50.75 is an important long-term range, but even strong ranges like that can be breached during extraordinarily bearish market circumstances. Nevertheless, this range still presented residual support characteristics in slowing down the drop. Without direct contact when March began, the range was much more precise as later resistance during a more stable but still bearish period. Adjusting the downtrend line marked minor resistance in August, and eventually removing it reduced clutter on the chart, as selling pressure began to subside upon another return back to the 50 boundary. Bearish and volatile trading is normal to see, as this range into the 50s has been the site of long-term contention before. A gradually horizontal range forms somewhat of a resting phase as the gap up progresses a bullish continuation, although an ascending triangle failed to form, with the 50s ranges being the upper resistance boundary. There was a fairly strict ascending triangle from July to September, which explains why there was such strong support into the 48 range. The key upswing at the tail end of November is more accurately marked by the region just above the 50.75 level to illustrate why it is sometimes important to make finer adjustments in light of recent developments, and not just use old price levels that are close to the same approximate areas of interest. This would have been a more narrowly defined double top range if it were not for increased volatility and the influence of the gap ranges. The uptrend line from the inclined double bottom on the 43.70 level completing in July could have been adjusted to accommodate the late October upswing. However, it still approximates the general area of greater support potential for the 50 boundary that still does slow down the overwhelming downtrend that begins 2021. At the same time, it is easier to see that an ascending triangle technically did form with the 50 boundary as its upper resistance range, though it was more difficult to identify due to its larger scale and formation within a range-bound context, rather than a straight uptrend.